Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, providing big city healthcare with a hometown touch. And now, down on the corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It's Friday, June 21st, 2019 at 7 a.m. Happy first day of summer. Coming up.
It is the first day of summer. I wasn't even thinking
today.
about that.
Yeah, this morning, about 10:54, I think they said, Central Time.
I'm more excited about the Friday thing. I don't know.
Summer, Friday, weekends upon us, warm weather. Here we go. Summer is here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome down on the corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis this morning. And we all doing good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
Yep. Well, walked outside about 5:30, take the little dog out, took Pepper out, and ooh, humidity. It's here. Summertime humidity has made it. Oh, anyway, good morning and welcome. Hope your Friday's off to a great start. Hope you got a nice, fun weekend planned for the first weekend of summer. Down on the Corner is brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center. Best care in the Midwest, the envy of many Midwestern hospitals. They serve somewhere around 18 counties, both in Arkansas and Missouri. Be sure to check out Urgent Care 24/7. Go to baxterregionalcare.com and you can check out all the information here. Go to the App Store on your Apple device and check out Baxter Regional Care 24/7. Once you get logged in and registered, it takes about 5 minutes, Scooter says, and you've got the app ready to go. So, $69 per visit takes care of a lot of waiting and a lot of just taking a day off when the kids get sick. The doctor's right there on the phone get diagnosed. And man, I tell you what, the innovation, the technology, the ideas, they just keep stepping it up at Baxter Regional Medical Center. Baxter Regional Medical Center right here in Mountain Home, Arkansas. Best care in the Midwest. And like I say, the envy of many hospitals throughout the Midwestern part of the country. Our thanks to Baxter Regional Medical Center. Doing a great job.
There you go.
Somebody said they're doing expansion. Did you hear about that? Outpatient, I think there's an outpatient.
They're always doing expansion. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
When are they not?
They keep growing. Baxter Regional Medical Center, best care anywhere. And I tell you what, I'm so proud to have them in North Central Arkansas. And I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. You can do the same thing. Brewed Awakening coffee with 3 locations to serve you, of course, at Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby. Then the drive-through areas are Bomber Boulevard and 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. Mike and his staff do a great job bringing us the best coffee in town. Brewed Awakening. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Check out their menu board. They've got mochas and lattes, espressos. They've got pumpkin spice for your coffee and French vanilla and stuff I can't even pronounce. But if you want it in there, they can probably blend it up for you. The best coffee in town. Stop by here. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive in Mountain Home, just north of Pizza Hut and Pizza Inn. Stop by, have some coffee with us. We've got some chairs over here to our left.
Come by and get the maximum strength version.
We've got the adult dose right here.
There you go.
Bring your razor, shave your nose by 9 o'clock. Oh, anyway, Mike and his staff do a great job. Brewed Awakening coffee. And I have to run out and get some more cinnamon rolls one of these days. Be nice.
You keep saying that.
Cinnamon rolls about that big around.
Yeah, you keep saying it.
This is going to be a surprise. One of these days. Brewed Awakening coffee. Best coffee in town. Once again, if you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. Bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes right here in Mountain Home. Talk to Charlotte, Bruce, Chris, Brad. They understand. They know what they're doing. They're professional. It's not their first rodeo. They can handle it, and they do it very, very well. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Emergency situation, non-emergency situation, whatever it may be, pre-planning, talk to Roller Funeral Homes. Chris, Charlotte, Bruce, Brad, anybody there can help. Went through it in November. They know what they're doing. Trust them. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. 29 in the state of Arkansas with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's pause now. Excuse me, for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, I'm so thankful for our veterans. My question would be, where would we be in this country without these wonderful, brave people that fought for our rights and freedoms? Lord, let us not take for granted their service, dedication, and their sacrifice to serve our great country. Lord, bless our veterans, bless their families, but let us never forget their service and sacrifice. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
that famous trumpet.
dun, dun, dun,
There it is.
the weather.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. Give them a call at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiretoarkansas.net. And that's where you can find the live shot of the White River that we have on the monitor here to our left. Just a hint of fog, perhaps?
A little bit on there.
Maybe
it's
just a
to be
lot of
figured at
humidity
this
out
time
there
in the
right
morning.
now. The beautiful White River, the camera's located in Marion County on the edge of the White River. You're looking into Cotter, Arkansas, the nice little community of Cotter. Wonderful little town, and a lot of good things happening in Cotter. You see the little park right there, that's Big Spring Park. They've got a little railroad museum down there, nice picnic facilities, and of course the kids have the rope where they can swing out and jump into the spring right there. And so that's brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. You need to buy a home, sell a home, need some property to build on, perhaps in Missouri or Arkansas. Call them today. 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. And if you're thinking of retiring to the Twin Lakes area, extreme northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, call them because they can handle it both in Arkansas and Missouri. Not only in Baxter County, but they're also in Fulton and Izard and Stone and all the way down to Searcy County, up into Missouri, Ozark County, and over in Marion County. They can help you find that perfect spot here in North Arkansas, southern Missouri. Give them a call, 870-405-0793, the Z-Team, retiretoarkansas.net. Starting the day at 73 degrees here in Mountain Home. Flippin is the same. We've got Flippin, Mountain Home, Harrison, and Yellville all at 73. Same in Calico Rock, Arkansas. Salem checks in at 72, Mountain View at 72. St. Louis is a cool spot this morning at 67, while Poplar Bluff's at 71, West Plains at 72, 73 at Branson, and a warm, balmy 57 degrees in Watford City, North Dakota this morning. The national radar, nothing in Arkansas right now that's showing up, but Kansas City area. Scooter, I'm going to back up one frame because I noticed I've seen that storm in northwest Missouri, and it says Kansas City, Missouri is under a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15, so that's due to expire here in about 8 minutes. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust in that storm, so we can see that here on the national radar in northwest Missouri. We'll go ahead and check Little Rock real quick. That's going to be some humidity. Most of the highways in Arkansas are clear. 62, 412 east and west, 65 north-south, Little Rock, Branson, Highway 67, 167, coming out of Little Rock to Batesville and Poplar Bluff, Missouri. A little bit of shower activity on Interstate 55 over there, just to the west of I-55, just southeast of Jonesboro over there. Other than that, Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, and 555 are clear at this time. And I don't think we have any chance of rain. I think we have the chances of the pop-up showers, depending on the heat and humidity. That would check state of Missouri, starting in the St. Louis area. I-44 clear to St. Louis, I-70 Columbia to St. Louis. Once again, lots of humidity in the air. Interstate 70 east of Vandalia, Effingham, Illinois. Interstate 64 east St. Louis, Illinois to Mount Vernon. No problems there. And you can see Interstate 55 coming in from the Boot Hill, Missouri, all the way to St. Louis with no problems. I-24 at 57 at Carbondale, Illinois. Looking good right there. And we'll check the other half of Missouri. We'll pick up those storms in Kansas City. Kansas City under severe thunderstorm warning right now. Nothing in southwest Missouri other than lots of humidity. Tulsa, Joplin, Springfield, I-44. Scooter, I'm going to back out here. I'm going to take another radar shot. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Northwest Missouri, so we pick up these storms here. This is what's going on in northern Missouri. North central to northwest Missouri, of that line of thunderstorms coming through Kansas City. That's affecting Interstate 70 and 35 in the Kansas City area, along with Interstate 29 that's been flooded for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And so what they don't need in that part of the country is more rain, but that's what's going on in northwest Missouri. Back to the national scene, the shower activity stretches from Nebraska back up into the Dakotas. In fact, Montana in the upper elevations had some more snow, 6,000 feet and above yesterday. Other shower activity in the eastern part of the country that won't affect us over New York, Pennsylvania, and the New England states. We have a heat advisory for most of Arkansas today, being the first day of summer. Hey, let's celebrate with a heat advisory. Heat advisories extend from south central Kansas to the middle part of Oklahoma, most of Arkansas, all of Louisiana, then southern Mississippi and Alabama, parts of Florida, and the eastern half of Texas. Anywhere in this orange area right here is a heat advisory for for those states. 7-day forecast today, high of 93 today for the first day of summer. Decreasing clouds, mostly clear this afternoon and tonight. Low of 73. Then Saturday, mostly sunny, slight chance of storms, high of 90. Saturday night, we have an increasing chance of showers, 30% into Sunday to 60%. And let's see, Saturday night, a low of 71. Saturday, a high of 85. With all the way through Tuesday, we go from a 60 all the way down to a 30% chance. High on Sunday, 85 degrees. High on Monday, 84. Then high of 87 on Tuesday with a chance of showers. What do you think of that?
There you go.
Yep. Let's see, wonder what the humidity is right now. Well, our dew point right now, we've got a 94% humidity at a 71 dew point. That's why it feels kind of sticky and like, you know.
Like you can drink the water.
You can drink, yeah.
Drink the air.
Drink the air.
Drink the air.
Yeah, good way of putting it. We'll check iDrive Arkansas real quick. Anywhere you see a little round red X or blue X indicates the situation. This is a new one over by Blyville. If not seen this one, we'll take a look at it real quick. Mississippi County, high water on State Road 120 in both directions for almost a mile right there. Over at the junction of 55 and 555, we have a bridge issue on Old 61 for a tenth of a mile. Both lanes affected on that stretch of pavement. This is a new one, I think, just around Jasper, Arkansas. 377 has experienced a landslide, 2/10 of a mile affected there. Before you drive in Arkansas, check iDrive Arkansas when weather conditions are not exactly favorable. You can check out all the border states: Missouri, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, Texas, Louisiana. Take a look at MoDOT traveler information. We've got less and less on I-29. It's starting to come out. Now they got storms up there today, so no telling what's going on there. And a lot of southern Missouri now is open up. Highway 142 and all the little roads down just north of the Arkansas state line. Looks like they're in pretty good shape right now. iDrive Arkansas and MoDOT traveler information map. You can even get the apps for your smartphone, so be sure to check those out before you travel. For allergy sufferers today we have a 5.6 medium. Grasses, plankton, and nettle are your top allergens today. Tomorrow will be a 5.4. Today is a 5.6, so today and tomorrow. Let's see what they say. We'll go to more forecast here. That's not going to help us. 5-day. Let's look at the 5-day outlook. Coming up here, Friday, Saturday. Oh, Sunday's a 2.3, Monday's a 2.6, and Tuesday a 4.5. So Friday and Saturday are high allergen days, with Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday not being that bad. And once again, the current today is going to be a 5.6 with grasses, plankton, and nettle, your top allergens for our allergy sufferers. The morning weather is brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. For all your real estate needs, we'll take another look at the beautiful White River. And once again, I want to invite all my friends in St. Clair County, Illinois, or perhaps you're in St. Louis County or South County or wherever it may be. This is the beautiful White River, and we invite you to take a look at that and call the Z-Team if you're thinking of retiring soon. Coming to North Arkansas or Southern Missouri, this is what you get to experience right here, the beautiful White River. Of course, in Missouri, we got the Bryant River, the Norfolk River, and 11 Point and Current and all the good rivers up there. And then we got our rivers down here. So come on and join the fun. RetireToArkansas.net. Linda's a professional stager, so when you're ready to sell that home here, maybe get a little bit bigger house or downsize a little bit, set that house up for, that perfect eye appeal, and helps those houses sell quickly. The Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, give them a call, 870-405-0793, RetireToArkansas.net. Community Calendar Time, brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Best breakfast, best lunch in town. Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11.
Today is Friday. It's steak day.
Steak day.
Woohoo! You get a marinated sirloin steak you can cut with a butter knife.
Really?
Eggs, hash browns, biscuit and gravy or toast, all for $8.88.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat a heck of a deal. And for lunch, she's doing something a little different. Her Salisbury steaks. Have you had one of those? Those are really a lot of flavor in them things. They are awesome.
Man.
We got Salisbury steak, comes with 2 sides, roller cornbread. It's only $6.88. You can't beat it.
Wow. Community Calendar brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Best lunch, best breakfast in town, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11. Let's see, AARP driver classes starting up July 1st, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ruck Family Center on Aging. July 13th at the Van Meter Senior Center with the same hours there, and Good Samaritan Society on July 20.
There you go.
And then let me switch pages here because I have some others. Let's see. Tonight's the band. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the other press release. There we go. The headliner for tonight's block party, the Natural State Band. Music starts at 7 o'clock Friday night, June 21st. The event is free admission to all, and the sponsor tonight is Clayton's Downtown Grill and Nature's Way Health Food Store on the Square. And I'm trying to find, I need to see, excuse me, I know this is live television, but once again.
Since when has that affected you?
Never has. Probably never will.
Saying.
Shepherd of the Hills Humane Society invites everyone to their second annual Pooches, Purses, and Party on Thursday, July 11th from 6 to 9 p.m. to support their adoption center. Hoping for a repeat of last year's successful event, the event will be held at the Branson Event Center in Branson Meadows at 4230 Gretna Road. And let's see if there's any other information here. Just everybody's invited. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're trying to raise some money for their Humane Society there in Branson. And then we've got the, I'm trying to find the email on the event at the youth center, where they're having the taste. Similar to Taste of Twin Lakes, that's going on, I think, tomorrow.
And so was Legionnaire that came in and talked to you.
Yeah. So a lot of good activities. Yeah.
They're doing a big open house, and they're going to have prizes and games and stuff going on.
There it is.
I think it's between 10 and 2, is that right?
Over at
Legionnaire?
Yeah.
I think it's 10 and 2, and the money goes to
Children's Cancer Research in Arkansas.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's well worth going out and seeing.
Oh, yeah, you bet. The Taste of Mountain Home at Cooper Park. Let's see, this is taking place Saturday, June 22nd from noon to 3, so it's tomorrow afternoon. Admission is free. More information, 424-7275. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have vendors from all over the area. Come hungry and leave happy.
There you go.
Nice little fundraiser. All right, what time we got here? 7:17. We got done early today. Wow.
For you.
All right, we're going to be talking Veterans Administration. Elesha and Dan's here, so all type of talk for veterans. Third Friday. Always do the veterans on Friday, so stick around. Be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Oh, 7:22 this Friday. Dan Hall is here along with Elesha Granniss. Dan Hall, of course, DAV Commander with Elesha Granniss, District 3 Veterans Service Officer. Welcome. Welcome back.
How we doing?
Good. It's summer.
Yeah. See, we weren't here. I wasn't here last month. We were at the state convention.
Yeah.
So you were here, I guess.
Brian was here from the CBOC, and he was talking about the audiology. And
Yep.
Yeah, so I got to be retrained since I haven't been here.
Go behave yourself.
Well,
hey, you got the memo on the red shirt. So
I put on my radio face the first thing this morning. Realized it's TV. So. A lot going on.
There you go.
Lisa's going to talk quite a bit about the Mission Act that took effect in June. That's been a long time coming. Those of you who remember the Choice Act was a temporary program, and it was going to go away in 2017. We started in 2015 trying to work in a way that kind of treatment outside of a VA facility could occur on a permanent basis more locally. We didn't have to go 150 miles for a routine treatment. And we actually started in 2015 a proposal for VA/private provider partnerships, and our local community health care people and Ron Peterson over at the hospital supported that idea. It only took 3 years to actually implement. It became a really complicated Mission Act, which creates community care networks where not all, but a lot of veterans, most veterans, will be able to get routine care here in their own community, not have to ride the van or provide their own transportation to Little Rocks. They're working real well to make it come in a seamless way. But you're talking about a huge bureaucracy, and April, May, what have you. Secretary Wilkie was predicting a little bump here and there on the way in, as to be expected. And nothing ever works out perfectly, but VA's done a pretty good job about coming up here and holding meetings and letting veterans know what's going to be available to them, including...
They actually discovered there's a northern part of the state in Little Rock.
I
have to pick on them.
They accept the fact that we're kind of an island up here, and we're 150 miles from any major VA facility, whether you go to Little Rock, Memphis, Poplar Bluff, or whatever. And they have... Way before this happened, we've had a really good relationship with the folks down there at Little Rock. Dr. Margie Scott is just awesome. I just love that woman. She really is an asset to the care system and cares about veterans. and Chris Durney, and they had come up here over the last 3 or 4 years, a half a dozen times. We had meetings at ASU. We had meetings at First Baptist Church. If you remember when we started the suicide prevention program,
I remember well, yeah.
They came up and met with us, and that's going pretty well. Also, we'll talk about that this morning. But I'll kind of let Elesha talk about that Mission Act. She's on the ball with that one.
So with the Mission Act, that went into effect, like Dan was saying, on the 6th of June. So basically now, so the eligibility is a veteran has to be enrolled in VA healthcare and has to have been treated or seen by the VA within the past 24 months. And that can be something as simple as a prescription that got refilled or going to their annual visit. And then from there, it stems into, for instance, here in Mountain Home. If a veteran needs services that are not provided at the clinic in Mountain Home, so
meaning CBOC?
CBOC,
yeah. Okay.
Right. So if they need any kind of medical care that is not provided there, it's called the 30-minute drive rule. So if you have to drive more than 30 minutes to a VA facility for that care, now under the Mission Act, they're going to authorize local treatment. So that affects everything here for us. But with it, there still has to be, that's the one thing that veterans are going to have to learn that's different, that most people who are not veterans already understand, is you still need a referral, and it has to be to a provider in that network or in that group that says, yes, we're going to accept your insurance, your VA insurance. And so with that, that's where the VA now is working on getting all the partners local, because this is gonna greatly impact for the good Mountain Home, because all of those veterans who are traveling to Little Rock for their care are now going to be using the services here in town, and it's going to boost the economy. I mean, I think that's going to be, it not only helps the veteran, but it also helps the local community, because now those services that they have available, the veterans are going to be using as well, and the VA is going to pay for it.
So let me get this straight. So under the Mission Act now, because if it's more than a 30-minute, not 30-mile, but a 30-minute drive. Good grief! You can go from here to McDonald's sometimes.
So the thing is,
well,
I mean,
they could do it here in Mountain Home.
They did that because in some communities, a 30-minute drive time is very little distance.
Right.
You know, they were not talking about just Mountain Home. In Mountain Home, in 30 minutes, you can go 40 miles. But in New York or San Diego, that's not the case. So.
Yeah.
So with it, so for instance, an example, they do not have an optometrist here in Mountain Home in the clinic. In the VA clinic, there's no vision care, okay? So typically they would have to drive to Conway or to Branson. Well, that's further than 30-minute drive. So now what the VA is going to do is they're going to authorize to make a referral to, you know, Dr. So-and-so here in town who accepts the VA insurance. They can now go to see that doctor. So as long as the VA, so there's other stipulations as well. So if it still takes, so let's say we have mental health here at the clinic in Mountain Home, but it's for specialty care, if it takes longer than 20 days for them to be seen in the clinic, then they also are going to let them be treated off base, or not off base, outside of the VA.
Yeah.
But the stipulation is, yes, the VA is going to approve it, but we still need those community partners to now start accepting patients and to, you know, sign up to be accept that insurance. So that's what the VA is doing right now, is working with the communities to allow that. One of the great benefits that they added to this is urgent care. So MedExpress is already in network. So what that means is, instead of, if I have the flu or if I have flu symptoms on a Saturday, I'm not going to go to the ER where it's not life-threatening. I can go to urgent care and be seen. And then depending on what categories the veteran is in determines if they have to pay a copay or not. If they end up having to pay a copay, it's a $30 copay.
It's reasonable.
It's reasonable, which is, and the thing too is they're not going to, and I went to another Mission Act briefing yesterday, got a little bit more clarification. When they go, they're not paying the copay, I guess, up front. What'll happen is they're going to bill the VA. The VA is going to make the determination if they have to pay a copay or not, and then they'll bill them later.
There's a couple caveats there for veterans that are listening to this. When you go into that urgent care Med Express, for example, you have to tell them you're, because a lot of us are also on Medicare or whatever, they would bill that.
Yep.
You have to tell them up front, make sure they understand this is a veteran situation, so they know to bill VA health care. Also, if you're service connected, you get 3 of those visits in a year without a copay. On the 4th one and successive one, there would be a $30 copay. Likewise, talked about audiology. Dr. Marks is at the Sneed Clinic is approved, but don't just go over to the Sneed Clinic to see Dr. Marks. Go through the local CBOC, get the referral.
You need the referral first in order, because that, I mean, for those of us who use other insurance other than the VA, that's routine, you understand that. But for veterans, it's a little bit different because they're not used to it. And so that's something where those referrals have to be made first, and then they go to those appointments. If somebody was, because you have people in your viewing area who may have been under the old choice program, they're grandfathered in. So if they, as long as their referral is through their primary care provider that the VA has been paying for, so let's say they live down in Mountain View and they've been seeing Dr. Andy down there, they don't have to now come back up to the CBOC in Mountain Home and get a referral. They use Dr. Andy because he is their VA doctor. And so it should be seamless that way. So for those people who were seeing a doctor that the VA was paying for as their primary care provider, they still stay with them. They don't have to start it all over
What
again.
I'm hearing here is through the Mission Act, we've finally developed some common sense on getting some things done.
And Dan was one, and that's what Dan was saying as far as the leading up to it. They used his plan from the experience in Mountain Home to write this template of how they're rolling this out across the country. So he's been instrumental
we sold
in
it
that.
Partly also on the fact that the Choice Act was a temporary act to give them time to hire more providers, which is very difficult because they don't pay enough, and to add more facilities. And we said, wait a minute, we have underutilized medical facilities here in the community. Why don't we use them? And that also helps the local economy and so on. And rather than have to wait till you build a new facility in Little Rock or someplace we still have to go 150 miles to get to. So that was all built into it. I kind of lost track of time, but we wrote that in 2015. Took that back to D.C. to the midwinter legislative conferences, and that's when we started to discuss it. 2019, that's the 5th year. So if you're a little impatient, bear with us, because I've been doing this a long time, and it doesn't happen overnight. But it's now here, finally. One of the things that some people misinterpret, they still call it, well, I have a choice, and they have it in their mind, kind of like a Social Security card or a Medicare card. I should take my VA card and go wherever I want. That's not going to happen. Not all facilities accept Medicare or VA payment. So the doctor has to be in the network, and you have to go through your primary care, which is the CBOC. And once you get all that figured out in your head, I think this is going to work pretty well.
I think so. And so for more information on that, it's missionact.va.gov. If you go to that website, it has all the information. To include on there is a link to where is the urgent care list in my area, or who signed up. And it's building every day, because now that it's been rolled out, they're actively recruiting doctors and urgent care and audiologists and optometrists to accept this insurance. And so if any providers have questions, if any veterans have questions, down in Little Rock is the hub for our area, and that phone number is 501-257-2577.
Okay, one more time. 501.
501-257.
Okay.
2577.
Okay.
And that is the Veteran Community Care office down in Little Rock.
Okay.
And they can answer any of these questions about who's in networks and if you have a doctor that wants to be involved who hadn't heard about it, you can put them in touch with them and they can get them signed up in the network. We've added locally at the CBOC a full mental health staff. You know, we've been working on the suicide prevention.
Good.
They've added a couple other things, audiology. They're putting in a booth now. Whether or not they're going to have somebody from Little Rock come up here a couple times a month or however they're going to do that, I'm not sure yet. What else do we...
They have the physical therapy.
Physical therapy,
oh, yeah, good.
Whole new one. So, the next one we're working at is the limb replacements. We have a local
prosthesis
that's going to try to get.
But you're making great strides in this now.
There's a lot to it, but yeah. And of course, with that, you know,
get things done. Send Dan to Washington.
The suicide prevention issue has been a big thing, and how many times have we talked about how it's amazing? Baxter County leads the state of Arkansas, and Arkansas is number 8 in the nation. DAV locally, along with some other folks, got involved in this a couple of years ago. We've had an impact on it. We got a grant last year. We've reduced that local rate by 1/3 over a 2-year period, and we're trying to make sure that continues. So,
you take a break, come up on 737, work with the veterans right after this.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Sure.
$7.40, Dan and Elesha. All right.
All right.
Can you see that monitor?
I can see it. Let's see if I can.
Bring it up.
There you go. Now you can see it on the monitor.
Okay, so this is the missionact.va.gov, and so it goes into, the different topics. So depending on what questions you have, it goes into that. So like down here for the urgent care, let's see if I can.
Right down here.
There we go.
A little bit right there. Here you go. Yeah.
So the urgent care benefit.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
It talks about the urgent care. It goes into the eligibility, the criteria, the different, what the process is. And so...
now here's your eligibility. Find an urgent care provider. Get urgent care, co-payments, prescription medication, frequently asked questions, resources, and contacts.
Yep. So if you go here, is that the find the urgent care provider?
Yes, it is.
You click that, and then it just goes into... is it right here, and then it kind of just goes into that, and there should be a link somewhere down there. But
I think eventually the BRMC clinic there at Market will also be. I don't think
they're working on.
They
they're
haven't
working
opted
on
in yet, but I believe they will.
So anything community care or Mission Act that people have questions about, the thing is, I know there's, depending on your access to computer or your skill level in using it, everything's really going to computer based. So the information is here. If someone has questions and they don't have access to the internet, the county service officers have been trained. They're getting emails or getting updates all the time, every day, and so just contact your county service officer. Here in Baxter County, it's Charlie Leonard. And also the C-Box, so the clinic. I mean, that's their bread and butter right there. They have the information. Ryan Barnett, who was here last time, he's the clinic manager, and they'd be more than happy.
I was impressed. I mean, he knows what's going on.
He does, and so it's a great partnership. I think we've lucked out in this area to have so many people who, number one, care for veterans, but also want to work together and not say, no, this is mine and you can't encroach on my area. It's, let's do what we can to help the veteran. And so that's what's great about our partnership throughout.
I had a veteran call me a little confused. He had gotten a call and somebody identified themselves as the third-party provider for VA and wanted to verify some information, schedule him for a CMP appointment. And he kind of didn't want to give him any information. Then he called me. And so if you run into that, it is a third-party provider now, TriWest or Optum, that will be calling to schedule these kind of appointments for you.
You got to be careful. There's scams everywhere. The last thing you want to be is cut a scam. So.
Right, yeah. And then, so another thing that's going on in the veteran world is we've talked a lot about Blue Water. Blue Water, which is veterans that served during Vietnam who were boots on ground, if they develop certain medical conditions, it's presumed to have been caused by their exposure to Agent Orange. Well, we had Navy that were out in what they call the Blue Water veterans who the VA is like, well, you weren't boots on ground, so Agent Orange didn't affect you.
When they actually did that thing and Congress passed it in 1991, the presumption was to include anybody who served in country or aboard ships in the surrounding waters, was the way it was worded. Well, normally that would mean a 12-mile territorial limit.
Yep.
Well, sometime in the mid-90s, some brilliant young lawyer for the VA decided to make a different interpretation of that, and they created a term called brown water. So if you were aboard a ship that actually came into port or went up the Saigon River, then you were presumed. But if you were 2 miles out, they got termed this term blue water, well then you weren't presumed. And we fought this until a appellate court decision in January of this year. And finally got that resolved. The appellate court said that their VA's interpretation of that law was asinine, essentially. And so about 90,000 veterans are now going to be eligible for a presumption for care related to illnesses presumed to have been caused by Agent Orange.
That Agent Orange, that must have been some wicked stuff.
Well, at the same time that they were arguing that paying this guy, this expert that we dubbed Dr. Orange, who got paid millions of dollars to testify that this stuff never hurt anybody, at the same time the DOD and VA were arguing that, EPA was evacuating Time Beach, Missouri, because of dioxin in some oil that they put on the roads. Anyway. So yeah, it's been a long fight.
And that's a ghost town now.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. It's been a long fight.
I mean, it's gone.
And with that, so the VA determined not to push that decision up to the Supreme Court. So we're just waiting for it to roll out. But at the same time, there was also a blue water bill that was in Congress and in the Senate. The difference between it is they've also added the Korean DMZ on there.
Demilitarized zone.
Yep.
What was it, the DMZ?
Well, they sprayed the Agent Orange exfoliant there as well.
Really? I didn't know.
And some perimeters in Thailand.
And then the perimeters at Thailand, at the bases in Thailand. And so they've added, so right now, in order for a veteran to be considered exposed to Agent Orange if they were on the DMZ or at Thailand, they have to prove they were actually on the DMZ or they were stationed at the perimeter. So with what passed in the Congress and then in the Senate, it's sitting on the president's desk now for signature, is to add, without the weird things about, I had to prove that I was on the wire, in Thailand, is to actually to grant them the presumptives as well. So there's 2 blue water going right now. The one that's sitting on the president's desk is to also include the DMZ as well as Thailand, which is a great win too. So we're just really waiting for it to all roll out. They're working on the ships list now, I guess, to determine which ships were within the 12-mile radius or the 12-mile.
So they're having to go all the way back to those records and find those logs.
Yes, and so that's what I think is taking. So veterans.
So they're actually looking at longitude, latitude, the coordinates on those.
We've had a ships list out, and I've helped a couple of veterans that, one had prostate cancer. So was VA taking care of you? He said, "Well, I'm not eligible." I said, "Well, you were aboard ship over in Vietnam." And he said, "Yeah, but I wasn't in country." So I got the name of his ship and looked that up on the ship list, and it did in fact sail up the Saigon River, which made him eligible.
And I had to show when they were, because one of them was had a veteran, same thing, and he was on a ship that took Bob Hope to, I guess, a Christmas USO show, and you had to be able to prove that you were on the ship on that date at this time, whatever, which he was, because you had the orders. But that's how that ship list was broken down, was they tracked the ships that went into the brown water, like Dan was talking about. So now they have to go back and look at all the ships that were within the blue. So when that all comes out is really when we're going to start seeing these appeals, because a lot of appeals have been in the system, or those benefits granted. Now they have to look at all the ones that they denied over the decades, and so it's going to be
it's at least 90,000 of them pending now.
It's an enormous win.
That's great. 7:49, last break. Be right back.
Sure, all mowers cut grass, but only a Ferris mower with suspension technology can provide you with increased productivity, quality of cut, durability, and comfort. The caster wheels and cutting deck are connected to the frame beneath the suspension. This lets the deck follow the wheels as they move up and down in relation to the ground contours. Maintaining the distance between the deck and the ground results in a beautiful, consistent cut. Visit your local Ferris dealer to experience the difference suspension makes.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. There she is. Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work. And deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
For years I've lifted weights, probably 30 years. The last 2.5, 3 years I'd have pain in my back of my deltoid at the joint. And it was extremely painful, and it didn't matter if I lifted weights or what I did. Whenever I pushed on anything, it hurt. Dr. Osgood had told me about this laser therapy, and so I tried it. 4 sessions later, 0 pain. And now I'm lifting weights again with no pain.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
It's almost 7:52, final section of the program. Dan and Elesha here, Veterans Administrations. And so, Dan, what you want to talk suicide prevention?
The suicide prevention and awareness, we've had some impact on that. The first year that it really had a downturn, first time in 15 years, we said, well, that's great, but 1 year does not a trend set, so we did a grant to continue and add to what we were doing. It's down for the second year by a third. So we're having some real impact. I actually wrote a letter to the Commander-in-Chief regarding this issue of veteran suicide, and since that time he had ordered a whole task force to be put together to include DOD and VA and to really DOD, Department of Defense.
Okay.
And Secretary Wilkie testified here very recently that they're saying now 20 instead of 22, but he said basically there's 2 active duty military, 4 National Guardsmen, and 14 veterans that kill themselves every day. Now, it doesn't take a genius to figure out the math. If you're talking 22, what they used to say, that's 8,030 a year. We've only lost 6,700 in combat in 18 years since 9/11/2001. So it's a huge number. And we began to deal with it. We got this grant. We're having some real success. We have the county coroner on board as part of our network, so I can get monthly figures and not have to wait a year to see where we are and adjust what we're doing. We've added that as our keynote for our outreach picnic that we do every October. This year's the 5th of October. In the last 2 years since we created a Disabled American Veterans Auxiliary, and folks like the Good Samaritan Society with all their volunteers stepped up, and we got the Bud Zorman's ROTC group helping us with it. We outgrew Hickory Park. So this year we're moving over to ASU campus. Dr. Robin Myers has said, hey, we'll do whatever you want to do. So we're going to be able to use the health science building on the right side when you come in the main gate of the campus. That's a flat area down there. We can set up a big circus tent and have that parking area there. They'll open that building so we have restrooms and electricity for the band. The, what is her name? We have a group already committed to it. We've already got people that are, after we talked about it, we used to always borrow the grill from First Security, and we cooked the, well, Centennial Bank said, I think we can bring over all of our people on our grill and do all the cooking for you.
Oh my word!
Nice.
Wow.
And so we've got another outfit that is committed to providing 4 golf carts for the people that park a little distance away and have issues that need to ride. So the community is really getting behind. I expect last year we fed 400 people. I expect to do maybe 500 this year. So it's going to be a big deal.
That's awesome.
We're working with a lot of different groups, including, hospice. Hospice of the Ozarks has come on board with a national program called We Honor Veterans. And that ties right in with suicide prevention. I had one veteran that was diagnosed with cancer and kept calling me, you got to get me out of here, get me home, I want to end this. He would have been a suicide. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. But hospice came into the picture and honored him and took care of him for the last months of his life. And what a difference, So there's a lot of different resources.
Every life matters.
And that's what we do, is try to hook a veteran family in need up to a resource in the community, and it's working. So.
And you've had a 33% decrease over the last 2 years.
A 1/3, yeah. We had it had gotten up to 34 per 100,000 was the rate in this county, where nationally it was like 13.7 per 100,000. Wow. And we reduced that 1 year down to 23, which is a little over a third. And then the second year we followed it, and the numbers stayed down like that. This year we're on a month-to-month basis so far. It's even lower. So what the idea of this grant was, it was pretty extensive writing, and it was to create a framework or a pilot project. And if we can show that you can actually have that kind of an impact over an extended period, and we can roll this out all over the state, all over the country for that matter.
I'm glad to hear that. It seemed like over the last couple of years we've been doing this both in TV and radio. It's just been like an uphill battle getting some of this stuff done. But now seeing this, can you scroll that down a little bit there, Elesha? Let's see the very top of that, the mission. Increasing health care. This is the Mission Act. I want to invite folks to go to this. This is www.missionact.va.gov.
Yes. And it has.
And I'm glad to see this going on.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see this.
It doesn't happen overnight, and it takes people like Dan and the DAV, the VFW, the American Legion, to keep hounding and saying, hey, and giving the feedback. It doesn't work like this in our community. This is what we need. And by the way, here, we've already written the plan for you. And so that's where Dan now, with the suicide awareness and prevention.
We're running out of time here. I got 2 minutes here to say this. When I get a flat tire, I change it now. Why is it taking 50 years to get some of this stuff going?
If we could clone John Bozeman and Tom Cotton in the Senate, a lot of these people have been phenomenal. Our Rick Crawford, our local representative, Bruce Westerman just recently sponsored another bill.
Rick was EOD.
Yeah, and the one that Bruce has recently sponsored is HR 2200. And what that does is added a bunch of things to the presumption list for Agent Orange, including hypertension and some of these other things that currently are not presumed. So we've had some real good help from our delegates in Congress.
That's great. About 40 seconds. Final thoughts.
Well, if you have questions about any of your benefits, about the Mission Act, anything like that, every county has a veteran service officer. They're the county seat. Contact them, and they will be more than happy to answer whatever questions you have, to sit down with you, go over your benefits.
We have 4 trained veteran service officers in our local DAV chapter, and what they do is they'll help you get your claim ready to go to Charles and save a bunch of time, so you don't have to make 2 or 3 appointments. They'll show you up front, this is what you need to take over to him or to Elesha, and help you channel it.
That wraps it up. Hope everybody has a great first day of summer and a great weekend. Thanks for being here. It's always good to have you all here. See you on Monday.
Nice pen.
It writes well.